So now we see the pattern. At the end of his tenure in Houston, again, didn't want to be there, wasn't going to play. You couldn't move him off of his spot. Stubborn, mail it in, don't care, bad teammate, bad employee, bad everything. And then gets to Brooklyn and last season has an amazing array of abilities put on display. And Harden becomes just the facilitator. Harden becomes just this ultimate teammate setting up his guys. And when Kyrie and KD and Harden are out there on the floor together, clearly the Nets are a different brand of basketball than almost anybody else in the NBA. And then, for whatever reason, maybe it's his dislike or distrust of Kyrie. Maybe he didn't like Kevin Durant as well. Who knows? But Harden goes in the tank over the last month. And so they're forced to trade him. They don't want to trade him. They're forced to trade him. He makes it very known he's unhappy, not going to play. And then again, poof, wave the wand of James Harden, and suddenly he's re-energized and he's devastating offensively. He just keeps rope-a-doping everybody. It's just the situation when he doesn't want to play, he's not going to play. And when he does, he's amazing. And the good news for the Sixers is, at the moment, he's happy with you. At the moment, he wants to be there. At the moment, he's going to play his best. And that's really damn good. You know, Philadelphia now has a real shot at winning an NBA championship. And I don't know if you could have said that before they acquired James Harden. Because if you're not going to get anything from Ben Simmons, then that's just a hole at that spot on your roster. And even with Simmons, there's real concern about how he'd perform when it mattered most in the playoffs. And now, James Harden, who honestly has never delivered that big in crunch spots, in big playoff moments, in elimination games. But for Harden and for the Sixers, this marriage is kind of perfect because Embiid gets to draw all of the attention. Embiid wants those late shots. Embiid is trying to prove himself to that next level, winning an MVP perhaps, winning an NBA championship. He is where Giannis was last year, trying to break through into that next legendary echelon. So that becomes the center point of everything, and Harden doesn't have to fill that role. But Harden gets to do all the things that he wants to do, facilitate, be a secondary scorer, play on a winner, and it's exactly what the Sixers need. It's exactly what the Sixers need. Now, they're not going to get any defense from James Harden like they would from Ben Simmons. You hope you get that from other places. But just the whole vibe for the Sixers completely alters overnight with Harden. And now it's the Nets' responsibility to deal with somebody who's perhaps unable to get back on the floor, has got something going on upstairs in Simmons. That whole thing is the Nets' issue. The Sixers just get to take off like a rocket. It's amazing that you could just flip the light switch, and it's kind of embarrassing as well that you would give zero effort and then 100% max effort just based on your situation. But that's what Harden did. Either way, the Sixers are incredibly well positioned because of it in an Eastern Conference that should be phenomenal in the NBA playoffs. What a weekend for the Sixers and Harden.